So what do you think, babe? What do you want to do today? Get back on the road?
Yeah.
Get to Gulf Shores?
Mm-hmm.
Have a nice overnight here?
Or we could just hang out for a while.
Or we can start the day off on a not so great note and get stuck in a ditch.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Go with that.
It was bound to happen sooner or later. Something was going to happen.
Yep.
Here we are, killing it.
Something happened.
Something happened.
It's not rolled over though.
It didn't roll over.
It's a big plus.
It is. So, only some minor dings and bruises so far. We had one tow truck come out with a flatbed, which just wasn't enough. And the cops here that are blocking the road were nice enough to actually get a commercial sized wrecker to come out and see us. So we're waiting on them to show up now. But, you know, it's one of those things. Tight turns, soft shoulders, and
there we are.
Hopes and dreams.
A few minutes later.
We survived.
We made it in one piece-ish. I mean, we are still technically one piece.
We are just in one piece. But
just a little,
got a little damage.
little different shape for that piece.
Yeah, got a little damage. Let's turn you guys around here. So, this was the end result of our issue.
Tire still looks good, yeah?
Yeah, tire looks good. We got quite a bit of mud on our landing gear.
It's a little dirty down there.
Yep. So I gotta probably need to get under there and clear that off.
But man, those snap pads held on like a champ.
The whole thing was resting on the snap pad.
I know.
So I'm really glad we have them.
Yep.
But this is really the big dog. This is the crux of the issue. We got some fiberglass breakage here. Well,
there went a piece.
Yeah, and then you got the whole compartment door bent. But I'm kind of hoping
Ooh, not with my head.
we can bend that back out a little bit. Yep, that ain't opening. So
Not so much, huh?
Yeah, that's not opening anytime soon, so. Probably gonna need a new door. But, huzzah, what can you do?
If that's the worst we got, it's not so bad.
The bike survived. This, oddly enough, because the whole RV was sitting down on the base, right? Down here. Because it was sitting all the way down on the ground right there. The bikes, the bike rack, and the Jeep were already attached. This all held up. It all survived. But we did have to disassemble the Blue Ox to get it disconnected from the Jeep because it was just too bound on there. But I think we can work with that. We can work through that. But a couple bolts to put that back together, and I think we'll be back to the races there. But overall, no other damage. I can't complain.
Woo!
But some things that came out of before all that, come over here. So in Red Bay, we ran into an issue with the major storms and lightning storms that we were in close enough vicinity to a lightning strike that it actually surged the system and melted our
Watchdog.
Thank you. Our Watchdog surge protector and the cord. So we had to get the cord replaced. We're in Red Bay. We got it done really easy. But the Watchdog, luckily we have another one built already into the coach. So there's one internal, then another Watchdog. So that's fine. We're still protected. But we did order a new Gen 2 Watchdog that'll be here next week. So that's cool. We got one with Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and emergency power off.
So you get all the cool stuff. I'm just excited about the new Stinky Slinky stuff. So this bad boy, if you haven't seen them, this thing is so simple. So it's so simple, but let me struggle. It pops up like that, and easy on, easy off. I am not going to pick it up any further than that because I'm not gloved. But that's, then suck it down, and ooh, that's a big wasp.
Yep.
And it's secure.
Yep.
So no need for the saddlebag, and it's awesome.
We've only run into one place where that didn't fit, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Hello.
Hello. Hey. That is true. Only one. And the clean tank guy was super excited about it.
Yeah, he was jealous.
Right. He's like, "Where'd you find that?"
Yeah. But speaking of the clean tank guy, he put us on to that.
Yeah, so super small, exciting thing though is, I don't even know what you call this.
It's written on the white thing.
A hose grip makes putting the water hose on 1,000 times easier. We have 2 wrenches in the RV that we tend to clamp on and fight to twist. But this one hand, I have the dog in the other hand, and everything's connected.
Yep.
No problems. Isn't she pretty?
Yeah,
She's so clean.
I was just going to say that even though we spent a few hours in the ditch in the mud, it's still shiny and clean.
So the guy, Bay Breeze in Red Bay, holy moly, he did an amazing job on the wash and wax by hand at a reasonable rate, and it's still shiny.
and he did the tires.
Yeah.
And all the glass.
Yeah.
I mean, and the roof.
Yes.
So I mean,
which we got a good view of yesterday.
Yeah, and you know, when your RV is sitting 3 feet down into the mud and dirt, you can actually see the roof. So
You did a good job.
It looked really good. So I think that's going to wrap this one up, guys. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, if you enjoyed this one more than we did, hit like and subscribe and leave a comment below.
See you next time.